Hi, kindergartners. Mrs. Brousseau here, of course, for another Read Aloud. And as you know, right now we are just doing a little sample from each of the text sets that we didn't have enough time to read the whole set. So today's text set is called Understanding Feelings. And I will show you all of the books in the text set and then just read one of those. So this text set is all about feelings that we all have. Remember, we talked a lot at school about everyone has feelings. We all have feelings. Sometimes we have happy feelings, silly feelings. Sometimes we have mad feelings. Sometimes we feel scared, nervous, worried. We all have all of those feelings, and that is completely okay and normal to have all of those feelings. But we also have to learn how to manage those feelings. So if we're feeling mad, we have to know that it's okay to feel mad, but it's not okay to be mean. And if we're feeling extra silly, it's great to feel silly, but it's not okay to be unsafe or disruptive if we're feeling silly. So anyway, this text set is all about feelings and with a kind of a message of that being that feelings are normal and it's okay to have all types of feelings, but there's also an importance of managing those feelings. So this is not the book that we're going to read, but it's called Mouse Was Mad. Mouse Was Mad. I haven't read this one, and it looks like a really good one. I wish I had enough time left in the school year to read all of the books to you, because I'd really like to read that one, but I don't have time. This one's called When Sophie Gets Angry, Really, Really Angry. I have read this book before, and it's a very good one. If you don't know it, maybe you could look for it at the library, or, hopefully you'll get a chance to read it some other time. This one is called Harriet, You'll Drive Me Wild. And I'm guessing that might be Harriet. And I'm guessing that might be Harriet's mom. So Harriet must be driving her mom a little wild. And this one is called Tough Boris. Tough Boris. So I think Boris must be the pirate's name. Haven't read that one either. The one that I am going to read to you is called The Feelings Book. So this is the one that's the first one in the text set. So it really just kind of talks about all different feelings that we all have. And just emphasizing again the importance that having all those feelings is normal. We just have to know what to do with them. So the Feelings book is by an author and illustrator named Todd Parr. And Todd Parr's books pretty much always, all the books that I've seen of Todd Parr's look like this. The illustrations are very colorful and kind of very simple, like stick people, and so that's a very typical thing for Todd Parr. The Feelings book. There's a dedication page here that's he's got a long list of people that he is dedicating this book to. Sometimes I feel silly. Sometimes I feel cranky. Look at these two faces. Two very different faces. The silly and the cranky. You can see how Todd put frown on her face and what he did with her eyebrows. And I'm wondering if he chose the color red for her face, because sometimes when we feel kind of mad or cranky, we might turn a little red. Sometimes I feel scared. I'm going to show you this picture. There's two animals in this illustration, and I'm wondering if you can figure out which one feels scared. Did you guess it's the mouse? Yeah, the mouse is saying eek. And I'm sure that you know enough about mice and cats to know why that mouse is scared. That cat has some big sharp teeth. Sometimes I feel like standing on my head. Sometimes I feel like reading a book under the covers. Sometimes I feel like celebrating my birthday, even though it's not today. This person's in a party mood, wants to celebrate his birthday, even though it's not his birthday. Sometimes I feel brave. Sometimes I feel like looking out the window all day. Sometimes I feel like dancing. Sometimes I feel like making mud pies. Sometimes I feel like I have a tummy ache. So this is a dog, and that dog has a tummy ache. Can you tell from the picture why that dog has a tummy ache? I see the food bowl right here and something beside the food bowl. And it says on that package, it says catnip. So it looks like the dog ate some catnip and now has a tummy ache. Sometimes I feel like holding hands with a friend. Sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes I feel like yelling really loud. Sometimes I feel like staying in the bathtub all day. Sometimes I feel like trying something new. Sometimes I feel like dressing up. Sometimes I feel like doing nothing. You think that's why Todd didn't make any pictures on this page? Because he wanted to show nothing. Sometimes I feel like camping with my dog. Two sets of eyes in the doghouse. The dog and the person who feels like camping with their dog. And the dog's name is Bully. Sometimes I feel like crying. If you look at this picture, you will be able to figure out why this person feels like crying. I would cry too. Would you? It's so sad if your ice cream falls on the ground. Sometimes I feel like eating pizza for breakfast. Sometimes I feel like kissing a sea lion. Sometimes I feel like a king. Feeling like a king must be a pretty happy feeling from the look on that person's face. On the end here, Todd wrote us a letter. See down here it says, "Love, Todd." And I like how he made this letter so colorful. Why do you think he did that? I'll read it to you in a second, but I feel like maybe he wanted to be colorful because a lot of colors make him happy, or maybe he wanted to use a lot of different colors because we kind of think about feelings with different colors. Like when I think about yellow, I think about happy and bright. And when I think about red, sometimes I think about angry. And when I think about blue, sometimes I think about sad. And if I think about green, sometimes I think about like if it was a person was green, it would be because they were sick. So colors make me think about feelings. So I wonder if that's why Todd did that. Well, Todd says, no matter how you feel, don't keep your feelings to yourself. Share them with someone you love. So that's really, really important. Remember that all feelings are okay to have, and we just have to know how to handle them. And one thing that can help you to handle those feelings, especially those really big, strong feelings, is to talk to somebody that you love, and then they can help you to be able to feel better if you're sad, or if you're scared, or even when you're happy and you share that feeling, it feels good because then it spreads your happiness around. So share those feelings, and when we're finished here in a second, I want you to go on over to your Write About Reading activity, and I'm going to be asking you to share about your feelings today and how you're feeling. So you're going to be doing a little drawing and writing about your feelings, so you can share them with someone you love. Okay, thank you so much for listening to the story, and I'll see you next time.